Sir, loose from the underground.
Hello, welcome to The Underground. This is the podcast where we talk about the world and how crazy and weird and messed up it is. I want to do a bit of a solemn episode today. Another short one, but this is about the Tuskegee Cree Nation. Sorry if I didn't say that right, but they declared a state of emergency because they had 9 kids between the ages of 15 and 19 die by suicide in the past 14 months. Now, this community is 2,600 people. I grew up in a small town about 5,000. This is half that size. And then there's 1,300 living off reserve. As somebody who worked with youth my whole life, this is heartbreaking to hear about, because I feel like I've been trying to get this out to people and say this, maybe not this exactly, but in general with the whole pandemic. I've been trying to ring the alarm bells about what lockdowns and masks and overreaction and this, I call it safetyism. This idea that safety is the most important thing. I think when we focus only on safety, we don't see the meaningful things in life. And this is what happens. You have kids killing themselves. And I saw this as a teacher in my classrooms and my students depressed, questioning if life was worth living. And we did this. This is our responsibility as the adults of society. These kids are innocent. They didn't want to be locked down. A lot of these kids were compliant with the lockdowns because they didn't know what to do. But the impression I got from kids that I've interacted with is that they wanted to see their friends. They wanted to see their uncles, aunts, grandparents, teachers, classmates. You know, there's this saying that it takes a village to raise a child, and we took that village away from those kids. And how many more kids died from suicide because of lockdowns, because of masks, and masks isn't the greatest example, but because of online schooling, because of, taking kids out of schools, because of not letting people come over and visit, and their friends, them to see their friends. I saw this so much, and I have been trying to communicate this to people, that there's more to life than just being safe from a disease. If we're afraid of every disease, we lose hope, we lose meaning. And if we live in fear of a disease, my mom died of cancer. If I live my whole life afraid of getting cancer, and I'm afraid to go out in the sun because it was skin cancer, I'm not going to have any fun. And if there's anything from this pandemic that I learned, that's what I learned. And I learned that I need to live my life to the fullest. Anyway, this is heartbreaking for me, a lot more heartbreaking for me than the mass graves that were found, because we could have stopped it and we could have done something. And I have been trying to do something and trying to get the word out there. And I feel like very few people have been listening, but I wish that we would have done something differently. I wish that I had more power to do things differently over the past year. But I feel like I did what I could, and I don't know if everybody out there can say the same. I also think that it's very hypocritical to put your profile picture on Facebook that every child matters when those 9 kids didn't matter. And we showed that with our fear of COVID. We showed that we showed whose lives that we care about as a society.